Greetings from Boca Raton. Thanks to everybody who's been tuning in to my recent forays into Santa's beard trimming. Seems to be pretty popular. Wish more people would like and subscribe. If you can't subscribe, can't see your way to doing that, maybe just give me a like once in a while or make a comment. Whatever. The whole idea is it helps more people get to see what I'm doing, and that's what this is all about. Anyway, today I want to talk about something that has really kind of been going through my mind for quite a while, and while I'm sure everybody's pretty fed up about talking about COVID, and I guess I could talk about Ukraine war and aggravate some people about that, but I want to tell a little story here. Like my first vid that I made for Will's Walkabout was saying that I felt that I was a coward for going and getting the vaccinations when I knew a lot of people weren't. A lot of people still have a lot of questions in their mind, and but over, upon medical advice, having two kids who are medical professionals, etc., I went with the whole program of being vaccinated. It's probably a smart thing to do for somebody who's, had some comorbidities, as I do. And so I went and, got the first two shots the way we did, the way everybody did who was into the program, and then they came out with the boosters, and I got the first booster, and everything seemed fine. All three of those were Moderna, and then I started hearing things about people questioning the efficacy of these boosters, that they might only last a few weeks. And so I spoke to my primary care physician about it, and he said, hey, why don't you wait until like the fall, when the, for want of a better word, the flu season comes around, and maybe that would be helpful to get it at that time, since I would be going to play Santa as I would do every year. And so I went to the doctor, and I said, well, what do you think? I guess it was like October of 2022, maybe. Yeah, it was October 22. I said, so you think I should get the booster? He says, yeah, definitely. I talked to my son Skylar, who's a doctor of pharmacy. He said, yeah, as long as you're getting the Pfizer bivalent, go ahead and do it. So I did. And then no problems. I figured, okay, we're cool. Never had COVID. It was fine. And about 3 weeks into playing Santa, I tested positive for the COVID. And oh my God, I finally got an opportunity to realize what people had gone through getting the COVID. And I felt like I was on fire one night, literally. No sweat, but my body felt like it was, a couple of 100 degrees. And anyway, and it took me about 6 weeks, long after Santa season had ended. It took me about 6 weeks to recover. And then I started talking to people about, I had the boosters and everything, and I never got, I thought maybe I'm immune. And then I started talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people told me they had never got the COVID until they got the second booster, the fourth shot. And it seemed like a lot of people who were getting COVID this past holiday season were people who had recently gotten the secondary booster. And I'm trying not to be a conspiracy guy, but it almost seemed to me like, wow, this is really weird. You know, I realize I exposed myself to thousands of kids, and but for 2 years, didn't get anything, and then all of a sudden, they come down with the COVID. So as the story goes on, I one of my comorbidities is type 2 diabetes, which I am thoroughly convinced is somehow related to the fact that I also have psoriatic arthritis. Anyway, that's another conspiracy. So I went to see my endocrinologist a few weeks ago. And the last time I go to see her every four months or 6 months. I forget what the timing was, but I think it was 4 months. And I went to see her, and I said, she said, "How you feeling?" I said, "I'm fine." She said, "Well," she said, I'm interested to see how you're doing, because I was there the previous time I was there. My A1C, which is the way they measure your type 2 diabetes, was 5.7. She was just like, thought, wow, that's really good. Well, I hadn't done anything any different, and they did my A1C test, and my A1C came out to be 8.1, which is bad. And I was trying to think, well, it was holiday season. I might have had a few, candies or chocolate or whatever, but not really. I hadn't really gone overboard because I worked 7 days a week for 6 weeks, and I didn't feel bad, but there was this, reality that I blew the roof off my A1C measurement. And so now I'm, what they did, she put me on a drug called glipizide, a slow release drug, and to see if that'll help lower my A1C again, see if that was part of the problem. I neglected to mention that I had stopped taking glipizide, but my A1C was very low, and so and I also take an injectable called Trulicity, which I have to use once a week. I inject myself with it, and she said, well, if you have a problem, we'll raise your the level of the Trulicity, the dosage, if we find your A1C goes up. Well, I was concerned about her startled look, that she totally blew off that notion and said, "No, let's put you on glipizide. Maybe you're having a problem with your, maybe your pancreas needs a little boost." Now, I'm not saying that the COVID or the booster had anything to do with that, but I think what I'm saying is very much people need to take their medical issues into their own hands and relentlessly inquire about this type of stuff. I go back at the end of April and May, so after that I'll make another video about this and we'll see where I'm at. But I just think that I don't know, there are no coincidences in life, by my reckoning. And to everybody out there, keep an eye on these things, and let's try not to get fooled. Empirical data, follow the science, all that's really important. thing to do. But let's follow me, if you will, and let's see where this goes. I'm very curious. That's about it. I don't want to get melodramatic about this. But lucky me, I'm sitting in my zero gravity chair. So I'm just gonna lay back and catch a few rays. Oh yeah. Shaky hands. See you later. Thanks.